What's one of you guys is what are the things you guys do to relieve or prevent from ear fatigue while mixing?
No, go
So,
for it.
do you guys, if you are mixing on a song and let's say you get to the deadline, but you're still not happy with it, do you submit as is, or do you keep going up until you're happy with it before you send to client?
Its sidechain capabilities are insane on Zoom.
Slept
Like,
on, or is it just too expensive? Good evening, gentlemen. Sure, it's seeming more consistent. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're not getting it. Otherwise, how you guys doing? Again, first and foremost, thank you for tuning in. My name is OG, joined by these esteemed mix ninjas next to me. Got Russ and Leroy. But yeah, gents, how you guys been? What's been happening in over the past since we last recorded?
cold, it's just freezing. You can see by the dress code in the Eastern
Non-stop.
Cape and the Western Cape is
You
freezing.
can see,
Whilst
you
up
can see.
north, this man is warm here, Leroy. Look at him.
The
It's already
hoodie's
in
overkill.
spring.
Sweating there, bro. I
Guys
can
are already
see
in
it.
spring. Wow.
But yeah, man. I think episode 7 was cool, man. Just before we get into where we are now this week,
Yeah.
really, we just chat and before we know it, the time is where it was at. But I think should you guys need like share comments, anything you'd like to hear, please, as I say, like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, and yeah, click the notification bell so you know when we release a new episode. One thing we've learned is not to date ourselves and say whatever the date is, because it can be tricky. And
Yeah.
yeah, let us know. Do you prefer a Thursday or a Friday episode? Which one do you guys prefer? Going to the weekend or in the week? Right. I guess either way. But yeah. I've been rambling on for too long, so let me just throw it to you
That's what
guys.
happens when you get older, bro. That's what happens when you get older.
It's past. It's past.
Welcome to
Doesn't
the
matter now.
gang. Welcome to the next floor. How are you?
Yeah, doesn't matter. Shout out. So gents, quick one.
Yeah.
When do you know when the song is done? Let's not even talk about the album, because that's another story. But when you mixing, when do you know that the song is done?
Easy. When time runs out, bro. When time runs out.
When that
But
deadline hit, that's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah. But on a serious note, I think let's see. When I find there's nothing else to add, I think for me that's when I call it. Yep.
Hmm.
There's nothing else, nothing more I can do to make it any better than what I've got it at. Call it a day.
Hmm. Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I used to struggle with that, with when do you know when it's done? Because there's always something to tweak, you know. Even now, if you open a project from 2 years ago, you'd be like, damn, this EQ. So I think now, like Leroy said, when the time is up, but also just there's a feeling that you get. I think when you start listening to it and nothing is bothering you anymore. I think for me that's when I'm like, okay, cool, I can let this one go. But as long as I'm listening and there's something irking me, then it's just not done. And sometimes it's like, okay, you've been working on this for 3 days, bro. You said turnaround is 48 hours. Where is it now? You know, then you gotta let it go.
Yeah, I feel you on that because, like, for me, it's similar. It's like, okay, cool. If I can listen to it with nothing bothering me
Hmm.
in the car, on earbuds,
Yeah.
on headphones, on the sound bar, whatever. If I can listen to it in those different settings, then okay, cool. But recently, I've listened to a mix I did in the car. Yeah, see, and fair enough. I just did a basic master, just threw in things, And then I was like, it worked for one song, but I did it for like a project. Got in the car, I'm like, oh, something's not cricket here. Something's not working. I was like, okay, let me go back to the mix. And then had to tweak something in the mix. And then I'm like, yeah, there it is. The mix is done now.
Yeah.
I got sign off on the mix, I guess, which I wasn't happy with essentially, because I was like, client was happy, but there was something that was bothering me. So yeah, when the feeling is right, you'll know, I guess.
Can I
Yeah,
add to that? Tell me.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you, Russ.
No, go for it.
So, do you guys, if you are mixing on a song, and let's say you get to the deadline, but you're still not happy with it, do you submit as is, or do you keep going up until you're happy with it before you send to client?
A little bit of both for me.
Yeah.
I'll send you something, so not necessarily to appease you, just so that, okay, you've got something. So, it's like I'm expecting you to come back with a revert, and that revert is most likely what I'm working on anyways. Do you know what I mean? So I could kind of buy myself some time.
Yeah.
There it is. But I still got some things to fix.
It's client dependent for me. I think different clients, that you send the first one and they just trust you. They're like, cool, if you like it, I like it. And then there's the ones where maybe typically if it's like your first time working with someone, I find there's a lot more like, it's not done, but let me send it. And then you'll know they'll come back, this is that, this is that, this is that. But the goal is ultimately to just have as few notes as possible, guys. I have note anxiety. I don't know if you guys have that. Like you send a mix off and then you're just waiting for that list to come.
And the list, right? The list is hectic. Because you can't help but question yourself and your ability.
Yeah.
So
and
true.
sometimes it's like outrageous stuff, like you can clearly see that this is a monitoring issue on your side, beloved artist. But it will be like, something's wrong with the bass. And it's like, what are you listening on?
Yeah.
But they're like, no, I've been listening on my system for a long time. I trust my phone or I trust my car. And it's like, do you have an EQ on your car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big one. And my biggest thing is those Bluetooth speakers, guys. A lot of people listen to music on Bluetooth speakers. And if you get a JBL, that JBL curve. I mean, that's an episode in itself. Those
Yes.
Bluetooth speakers.
That's everywhere.
Yes.
Guys, Bluetooth
JBL
is
curve.
crazy.
What's the other one? The other popular brand? That's
Volcano.
Volcano.
Volcano. Volcano is the worst, bro. Like if you listen to music on Volcano headphones, trust your bass response is gonna be cooking for the next few mixes.
And then you're gonna try. Yeah, bro, I can't even listen to music to enjoy on those kind of systems, bro. It's like, let me borrow your headphones. Oh no, something's not right. Please take it back.
Yeah. Before I get used to that curve.
Yeah, jeez. But on that, before we move on, have you guys ever found yourself in a situation where you are like, yo, this thing is bumping and it's not on the client side, and you found that it was, you've been working on tweaking a compressor but it's been bypassed the whole time. But you only realize after the fact you've already sent. You're like, has that ever happened to you guys?
For sure, in the earlier days, it definitely happened. Not so much now, but every now and then I catch myself tweaking away and be like, no, man, something's not next all of a sudden.
What's one of you guys what are the things you guys do to relieve or prevent from ear fatigue while mixing?
I'll speak from a headphones perspective, which is tough because I've already been warned repeatedly by the doctor that, listen, man, you need to listen soft. Because I've got an issue on the one side where there's a lot of fluid buildup on the right ear
Yeah.
and not on the left. And they're like, that's just due to headphones. So I try to take as many breaks as I can. Like if I've been mixing for like a full day, I try to take the next day off. Like I don't even have headphones on the whole day. And if I'm going for long periods, then I don't want to lie and say I listen soft, but I try. I'll catch myself maybe at some point and just be like, oh, that's a bit loud. Like if you stand up and go somewhere and come back, put your headphones on, you'll be like, oh, snap, that's very loud. So yeah, listening soft, taking breaks for me, the regulars. I don't know if Leroy has some pearls of wisdom there.
Nah, I've got nothing to add on that, man. You summed it up pretty well, Russ. Taking breaks, and I take breaks and then listen softly as well. I just turn it down, put it like what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But sometimes when you crank it to 12 o'clock, it gets exciting, and then you get stuck there for a bit. I have to remind myself, hey, gotta go back down.
So similar, but like it's all about the breaks. But sometimes I find if let's say in the middle of something, and it's like you can start feeling the fatigue, it's like, okay, maybe it's time to take a break. Sometimes I'm hesitant to do that because I don't want to lose the groove and then lose that feeling when I come back, and then to build up to that again. So sometimes I'll be like, let's just push through a little bit more. But then again, that's where also some mistakes happen.
Absolutely.
When you like, okay, force it and the ears are tied, you're hearing things that aren't there.
Yeah. Yeah. And ear fatigue, for someone who's listening and is like, what's ear fatigue? Ear fatigue is like when you've been listening to something for so long, your ears also get tired. So sometimes it manifests itself as, frequencies starting to jar out or jump out at you that are not actually jumping out, or you'll just start hearing funny things that are not there. And that's what it is. And that's a byproduct of just working too long, and listening too loud. At some point, yeah, you're going to overdo it. And it goes back to the initial thoughts that we had about when do you know when the mix is finished? And typically when that fatigue kicks in, that's usually a sign of it's either finished or it's time to walk away and come back.
Yeah. So now you guys know who probably just gave a lecture on psychoacoustics and the ear.
That's actually insane, because that's actually a module I teach. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I actually teach.
Well, there
that,
you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, you can hear that lingo, my boy. Which is fire, man. But yeah, I think also it's a great place to go while we're on this topic. I mean, Russ, I think we need to not need to maybe, but the minimalist approach to mixing. I think I'm gonna put Leroy on the spot. I don't know if it's the spot, but I know I'm gonna pick up some gems from this. But Leroy, what is gain staging? Because for you to achieve the minimal plugin usage, you have to have your gain staging correct from the jump. So yeah, man. What is gain stage? I think you kind of touched on it on your tutorial video-ish, but yeah, please remind us, what is gain staging?
Gain staging. So gain staging is basically the stage where your gain is sitting right, so that the mix sounds perfect. Let me get serious. Let me get serious. Yeah, it's basically making sure that at every stage of where the audio is passing, or where the audio is going, is basically your input gain is sitting right. And I sort of take some tips from the live side in terms of using the -18 as my base level. So I'll get my audio without any plugins, put that at, make sure it's peaking at -18, or the average is at -18. It can peak to like -12, maybe 10. And then let's see, then the next plugin that goes into there, make sure the output is also the average is right, -18, all the way through up until it gets to the fader. So I'm making sure that everything that's going to the main output bus is coming in at the right appropriate level, so that I'm not clipping my output. And I think that's what it is.
Yeah, anything you want to add there, Russ?
Yeah, I think for me as a nerd, I want to know the numbers behind it. So what what are the, because everyone works to a different thing. If you watch, a Jason video, he will say he uses the shadow heels, and when the shadow heels, his kick drum hits -1, then he knows his gain staging is right everywhere else, because that's probably the loudest element in his mix.
Yeah.
So for you, Odie, maybe
Yeah.
I can throw this your way as well. Are you working towards a specific value or a specific level where your fader sits? I know some people that start their faders at like -10 and then mix that way. I know some people like CLA does it with the clip gain where he will physically clip gain each clip.
Yeah.
So what are you working towards, a specific value?
So for me, obviously over time, I guess you get to for me it's all about feeling, even with gain staging, because I used to be clinical about it, and it's like, okay, cool, this is how you gain stage. Add a VU meter, and then turn up the gain, or add a gain plugin, and then to see those needles moving. And you can, like I used to use, they used to use the Klanghelm. The Klanghelm? I think it was the Klanghelm. And then Waves also released one version of that where you could set their headroom either -10, -18, -6. So your 0 would be -6. So if it hits 0 on that thing, then you know that's -6. So there was that. But then what I do, and it would be one fade at a time, one track at a time, and before any plugins. And like I said a couple episodes ago, with Waves plugins, you have to be very, like, you can't send a signal, can't be too hot going into the plugin, then it's already, then it's going to change the sound immediately before you ever do anything. So Waves, I don't think it's that hectic now, but there are plugins where you can hear that thing. So I think, in short, I don't work to a number at the moment. I think I work to feel, and my faders, sometimes I have faders above 0. I'll have faders above 0. And so for me, it's like when Leroy works at Unity, like he can work at Unity, sometimes I'll start all the faders at 0. I mean infinity, and then slowly bring it up as if I'm on a console, and then slowly bring up the blend like that. But clip gain is a big one for me as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, sometimes I struggle with clip gain because then my faders are just at 0, and I'm literally now mixing using clip gain. Instead of going into the fader and then turning something down. It's I don't know, in Pro Tools maybe it's a different thing where I think clip gain is pre-fader in Pro Tools, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
So it's affecting the signal before it gets into your chain. So it's also adjusting how you're going to be hitting that first insert in Pro Tools. So it's sort of like there's two ways to go about it. You could go that way, the clip gain route, which is doing it pre, which is probably the best way, or you could go the post fader way. But now I guess you're playing catch up, because if it's too hot, then you're probably bringing down the fader, but it remains too hot coming in anyway.
Exactly.
So it's hitting your plugins hard in any case. All you're doing is turning down the level post that process, which might be
with Logic, I would say, if people using Logic, it's click on the region, and then it's in the inspector on the left, and then you select region and just minus 2 dB, you'll be fine. And then, because for me, sometimes if I'd forget to do clip gain, and then I've already run automation, and then I'm like, I don't want to now go back and draw or fiddle with the automation, then I'll just go do clip gain then. Because if I recognize that my gain staging was off, but I'm already far down the line. Then I'll go back and clip gain because I've already sorted out automation. I'm like, oh, this part is jumpy. Then that section can get some clip gain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it's because like imagine walking straight into your first plugin and it's like
It's hitting you hard. Yeah, that's the thing. I typically go, whenever as soon as I get SEPs. The thing is, these days people just send you SEPs that are cooked already. Like for me, it's mastered already. So I'm like, okay, But obviously there's room. So I advise if I'm working with a client, I'll usually say, hey, do your stuff at 32-bit. It's gonna give you bigger files, but it restores the headroom if you distort or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's always a pro tip if you're watching. Do your stuff. If you're not sure with this gain staging thing and it's like, what is it? Just do everything, especially record at 32-bit, because even if you clip, we can always turn it down and it regenerates that waveform. But yeah, I start with clip gain, so I'll want to give myself room to work. Essentially is what I'm trying to do, but I don't know, maybe you guys can help me here. I don't know if it's doing anything, because if it's already like clipped and it's not recorded at 32-bit or produced or captured at 32, am I gaining anything by turning it down just to hit my plugins better?
I think you gaining, like I still do it because again, it's just reduce the volume or the level going into the plugin, and then if it's really bad, then try lean into that sound and create, like, throw a distortion or overdrive on it and make an effect of it.
That's cool. That's a good question. For me, my priority is just the main output bus. So as long as that's not clipping, I let everything on the left side of the mixer do its thing. Because I also find that for me, it's I would do the clip gaining thing. It'll be in stages. I'll start the session with everything turned down, clip gain wise, do the plugins and everything, and then with some songs I find myself then I'm battling with the faders, so then I'm bringing the faders to a certain level, or I will then use the gain plugin at the end of the chain if I don't want to mess with the automation of the faders, for example, maybe. But yeah, the end goal is to make sure that the master bus doesn't clip and I've got headroom there. So with regards to if I'm getting audio that's already been cooked, I'll turn it down just to make sure I've got enough headroom at the end of the chain. It's not so to really correct things. If something is distorted, I'll try with using a declipper. If that doesn't work, and it's not 32-bit, time to get creative with the distortion and
and make it work.
Just on that quickly, on your Mixbuss, just before you go into your master or preparing for the master, whether you're mastering yourself or doesn't matter, do you drop the level of the Mixbuss or your main output? Let's say the mix is sitting at peaking at about -2, -3. Do you drop that output when you export the final 2-track so that your headroom is like -6, or do you do it another way? So I'll drop the master fader to if it's, let's say, -4, which will give me the headroom of -6 or -8 or whatever, peaking about -6 to go into the master. Or do you guys do it with the plugin? Or mix everything and then turn everything down so that your master is at unity, but then everything else is lower?
I work at 32-bit, so I'll just turn it down when I get the file into the master. If I'm mastering it myself, if I'm probably more careful when I'm doing it for someone if I'm setting it elsewhere. Depends what they ask for. But what I've done in the past is, again, because I'm 32-bit, I'll take the final file, drop it into WaveLab, turn it down by 6 or whatever, and then send that off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, it's simple but effective.
simple but effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, saves me a headache, man. Because sometimes what's giving you the loudness is also giving you the character. So you don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
And if you take that away, then the mastering engineer has to sort of reinvent the wheel, which some of them insist on doing. Then they don't get it right, and then it's a lot of back and forth.
Um, so when you start your session, you 32-bit float from jump.
32-bit from the jump, from the mixing side, from my side.
Yeah.
If I'm doing in the box summing as well, because I'll run, some of the units at Cape Audio, so I'll run like a mix through the Mag EQs and whatever compressor that day, and I'll record that back in at 32-bit because I know. With analog equipment, you can push it a bit more. So I'll push it a bit more, get a bit more level. Then I know when I go into WaveLab, I'll turn it down again to give me back some room for that master chain.
Okay. Fairs.
Does that now change the? Sorry, I haven't tried that. So I'm just really curious. So now, does that now change the? So you're going into the analog gear hard. You're not clipping, or
No,
you are. Oh, okay.
No,
So
I'm
then
not clipping it.
guess. So then I guess then it stays the same. Okay, that's cool.
Have there been
Yeah, no, I'm
instances
not.
where you drive it into the analog gear so that
Yeah.
and then come back to Pro Tools, it's and then it's just obviously got that what's it called? It's not what's those harmonics called?
Heat.
No, when you driving your outboard gear. But obviously introduces some harmonics with the overdrive or whatever when you're driving it.
Yeah, just to saturate. I mean, analog clips nicely anyway. It doesn't it's not like digital clipping. So sometimes it's not a square wave, yeah. So it really introduces some upper order harmonics typically, and then but I've always got the output knob. So we've got most of the units we have allow you to manipulate the output. So I can crank in the input. Yeah, so I can crank that input and drive it going into that compressor or whatever the unit is, and then turn down the output on the other end so that when it comes into Pro Tools, I'm not hitting the meters like crazy. I'm not clipping into Pro Tools.
And then, are you at, let's say, is there a target when you're bringing it in on your record channel?
Not at all.
Trying to hit -6 or trying to get?
No, there's no target. I'm just feeling, whatever sounds good, as long as it's not clipping in Pro Tools, because that's still the digital domain. So it's still digital clipping on that front. But I can push it into the unit, the analog unit, and they handle it. Like, I think analog equipment was actually designed for that. If you don't really hit it hard enough, you don't get the character of most units.
Yeah.
But in Pro Tools, I'm very careful with clipping because I know that's now the digital side, which might not be desirable.
Isn't it called total harmonic distortion? I don't know.
Yes. So total harmonic distortion, the THD is the inherent saturation characteristic of each unit, and that's different. So they try to model that with plugins. Plugin Alliance likes to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of that now, speaking of clipping and digital analog and all these things and working with these things, we found ourselves in situations in the industry where we work with, and before the days of stem splitters and RX thing, what did you guys do to handle, or some of the tricks that you guys did to handle a 2-track beat, or you get that and that's it. That's all you have to work with. What was your approach and some of the things that you did in order to, I guess, try get a cohesive sound from that? And mind you, like you said, it's most likely mastered already or ran through the FL Clipper.
Hey, it's unmatched. Leroy, I want all the sauce on this, because you said on the life of a Jan, you said there were some 2 tracks there. So I need that sauce, bro.
Snap. I gave that up, didn't I? Oh, snap. I will. Let's see. Let me think real quick. Let me think. But most of the sources out there now, you just gotta find the videos on YouTube. Like a lot of the guys, I'm seeing more and more people are putting out the videos of the tricks that I used to do, and I was like, oh snap! Like it's getting out there, and like folks are really catching up and improving. Just straight up MS. Do I want to say automation? Let's say MS, and so on the beat, I'm turning the beat down.
Yeah.
So it's all the way up to 0, right? So I'm turning
Yeah.
that down, let's say 5 dBs or 6 dBs or whatever. And then I'm putting an EQ on there, and then I'm turning down the mids where the vocal is at. Now I'm using the sidechain with a dynamic EQ nowadays, but before that, like with Young Achieve, that one, that was straight up 2-track and vocals. That's what I did there. I just MS EQ on the center on the center of the beat, and then work the vocals, and then master the joint.
So
That's
did you?
it's not. I don't do nothing crazy.
So do you sidechain the vocal to the beat? The lead vocal.
Now I do. Before I didn't, but now I do. So that at least allows the beat to, like, you hear the beat in its fullest form and there's no vocal. Yeah.
And then your on the dynamic EQ, like you say, sidechaining with the dynamic EQ.
Yeah.
That sidechain, that band, are you leaving it flat, or are you really tweaking it, and then obviously it dips more when the vocal comes in, or do you just leave it flat and then it just drops? Obviously.
Yeah, no. Yeah, now I leave it flat, and then I just control the amount of compression, really.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really it. Because before I would take it, I would like notch it out before, and then it never felt right in terms of because I know what the song sounds like before all of my shenanigans. So now with that little change on the EQ curve on the center, I can hear it, and that's gonna bother me. So I try to be very gentle with that. Like some of the YouTube tutorials I see, they're quite aggressive, like taking out 3 dBs. It's like hectic. So I just go gentle, and then I use the dynamic EQ, and it's just finding the right frequency and really getting the cue right. Sometimes you don't want to go too narrow or too wide, because it can really take out the life of the beat. Yeah. That's really it, man. Nothing crazy going on. Now we've got stem splitters, so life's even better.
Yeah, man, guys.
Yeah, man.
You, Russ,
what's your take?
Anything to add to that?
Nah, so 2 tracks I have a love-hate relationship with. From a great beat maker, love a 2-track. It's like the best thing.
Oh yeah, that's another key thing. It's got to be from the good producer.
From a great beat maker, love it, man. You've done the work. Half the mix is done. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's just getting it to sit with the vocals. From a bad one, it's a struggle. Sometimes it's like chopping. It's splitting the frequency band. So it's like duplicating the instrumental, and then these are the lows, these are the mids, these are the highs, and then literally like processing each band, differently, which is a lot of work. But sometimes, that's what it's gonna need, man. Speaking of sidechain, with that, man, Soothe is slept on its sidechain capabilities are insane on
Is it
Soup.
slept
Like,
on or is it just too expensive?
listen, it's expensive, eh?
Yeah.
It's also very expensive. $225 now.
Jeez, it's
But
crazy.
there's a rent to own for $12 for 18 months.
Yeah, they
So
got you
that's
locked
a
in there.
they got you,
18
They
man.
got
months.
18
They
months.
got you for
It's not
18
even for a
months.
phone,
Yeah.
bro. It's for a plugin.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I remember working on what's this? What's that project called? Never Grow Up by Shane,
Mm.
and that was only 2 tracks. And Apex and then the remix with Bass as well. I think
Mhm.
great producer, but the beats were like, you know,
Hooked.
yo, like you could hear the compression. Now to try
Sure.
reverse engineer that, and then on the remix they sent there's new vocals now to also need to be, yeah, bro. That project pushed me. That project pushed me because it was only 2 tracks. Tracks were loud. It's distorting. You're turning it down. They're like, "No, man, we're missing the feel." I'm like, "This thing is dead." But it was dope. It was dope. It pushed me, but I think it came out nice at the end. But yeah. On a different note, I just want to say I found myself not worrying about meters and loudness wars anymore.
Mhm.
The master, and I noticed it on GNX. If you listen to GNX, the mix one in terms of vocal to beat or instrumental differs from song to song.
Mm.
And you think it would be, but if you were to, let's say, on is it Man in the Garden, Man in the Garden, yeah, the vocal there, if it was louder, it would not fit the song. If it was mixed
Mm.
like TV off, it would not match.
Mm.
That's my opinion. And I think I'm like, sometimes we're like, hey, it needs to be loud, it needs to do this, but it's just, what does a song need, bro?
What does the song need? His vocals were actually quite soft on that album and on some of the songs, which was very interesting. For a hip hop record, I think that was
Exactly.
something that was
I
new.
liked it because that's where
Mm.
I like living there. That's where Jigga is. That's where
That's
they,
where Jigga is. Guru
you
is
know,
definitely putting that vocal in the beat, not on top
exactly,
of it. Yeah.
exactly. I struggle to do that on top. I struggle, if I'm
The
honest.
the on top thing is just a loudness thing, bro. Because if that
Yeah.
vocal is loud, the song feels loud.
Mm.
You know, if the vocal is softer, then the song feels a little bit quieter. So I think that's what necessitated that vocal on top thing. Because in the 90s, I think music was always, when we listen to the old school, even Park, as loud as his vocals were, they were still within sitting in the beat. And that's, I'm with you there. I'm living there.
I feel you. Me too.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, we are Mixbuss, and we're talking about 2 tracks. We're talking about, mix like the Mixbuss itself. I haven't delved in this world yet, but have you guys tapped or put your feet into the Atmos pool yet? And what are your thoughts on that side of the industry?
It's a pain point. It's expensive. Leroy, have you done an Atmos mix?
Not officially. I'm still in the trenches practicing.
Learning it. Okay.
Yeah, learning it. Yeah, Atmos is something else, man.
It's a different thing, man. It's not even 5.1. You know, 5.1 you can wing it and get something out of it. But Atmos is a whole different beast. And I think it's definitely to do with the setup. the renderer and understanding, the objects and getting to place the objects. I was fortunate enough, and shout out to Milestone Studios. They got me to sit in, with their Atmos mixer, Matthew, who is a former student of mine. Makes me feel old, but I'm so proud of Matt. So he's done a lot. I mean, he does most of the UMG and the Platoon Atmos mixes in SA, which is so cool.
Wow.
Because you get to hear, what he's up to. And he said, one thing he told me was when Atmos first came out, people were going crazy, moving objects everywhere, trying to get it,
Yeah.
But now the class is in just being tasteful with the movement and the motion. And it's really like evolved into that. So Atmos, having sat through it takes a bit of learning. So I get why you're in the trenches, Leroy, and I'm with you there in the trenches too, trying to learn it. It takes a lot of getting used to the workflow, but the barrier to entry is just
Because you need the setup,
It's-
right? Because
Another level
you
of
need the
speed.
setup, yeah.
yeah, they have like they say you can try it with headphones, but I doubt it's not the same. So am I correct in saying that Logic now has the latest version? They have an Atmos renderer in there.
Yeah,
So you're playing there.
that's what I'm playing. Yeah, and I'm using these headphones, but I want to see if I can try getting Atmos ready headphones and see what it sounds like there, because I can sort of hear the effect, but at the same time, like you said, Russ, it's at the beginning. Where do you place things? How do you use it tastefully? Because like if you think about it, the vocal is the main thing. So now if you can have things flying around, that it kind of defeats the purpose of our job, which was to make sure the vocal doesn't get lost in the source there. But in terms of rendering with Logic, yeah, it's got the Atmos there, the Dolby Atmos renderer. Yeah, it's still too early for me to like give you a full breakdown or brief or report back. Let me still get into it. Like I've tried producing, like making a beat, and then like at one point maybe putting the piano there, putting the bass there, and putting one instrument there, one instrument there, one instrument, one instrument. It doesn't sound. It's not giving me that. I haven't found the sweet spot yet. Let me put it like that. I'm still looking for the sweet spot of how to use this Atmos thing. But it's cool. It's cool. But at the same time, getting in there like a proper setup, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a friend, and I'll say a friend for the sake of anonymity, a friend showed me a quote they received for setting up their Atmos room, and they asked for an all Genelec setup,
Yo,
and they got a six-figure quote for the speakers and the stands, and that's before you even treat your room. So hopefully your room is already treated. So you're looking at a bar for just speakers and the interface and the monitor controller. That's it for Genelec. If you want to go Genelec,
there goes the SSL budget.
Yeah. Yo.
So yeah, it's not cheap. I mean, Milestone has the JBLs, I think they're the Mark IIIs, but they're the 8-inch, the shiny black ones.
Oh, I see those.
And those are not obviously Genelec price, but they sound amazing in there. The drawback with Atmos, and probably the most expensive thing you're gonna pay for, is the sub. Apparently, they overspec for this sub. So like you need like an 18-inch sub.
Nah,
Right,
man.
like a massive, yeah. So apparently that's what Dolby. They're the ones who say, you need to have this monster sub. So Milestone's got this. It's not a big room. It's like a smallish room, but in the back you just see this massive 18-inch.
Oh yeah, because the things with like Netflix, the deliverables, you can't use any old gear there.
Nah.
You have to use specific gear, like specific cameras and specific hectic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Netflix is hectic.
But I think
Yeah.
that leads us nicely to because like you're saying, like just getting into it is a lot. All right.
Yeah.
So in saying that, what are your guys' feelings about the African community when it comes to mixing in general? Is it a gated community? Is it boom gate, boom, and who's running that? Who's at the front of that gate? Who are the gatekeepers? Let's put it bluntly.
Hmm. Mixing.
Yeah, engineering, mixing.
Hey, I don't know. I can't really say. Hey, the only thing I've experienced is just that certain artists have their guys that they always go to.
Yeah.
There'll be a project where maybe one artist wants to work with somebody else or try somebody else, or maybe the label, or maybe the budget constraint doesn't allow for them to get to the top guys. But I'm not sure with regards to gatekeeping
So you
like
wouldn't say it's
that.
gate kept, the industry in Africa, South Africa, but yeah, as a continent, really.
No, the only way I could possibly say I see it from is maybe from the film side, because because the big companies, the big studios, they come to the country and they go to the obviously the big houses, and then it sort of stays like there. They don't really try out or branch out. I don't know if you consider that gatekeeping. It's maybe a matter of getting yourself big enough to a point where you're recognized by the big international studios when they land in SA. I'm not sure on this one.
But how would you get recognized as a mixer? By the labels or
By
the
the
big guys?
labels.
Yeah.
Labels got their own guys, don't they?
But wouldn't that be a sense of gatekeeping then?
That is, yeah. It is, and it's clouded under QC. So it's like, yeah, we always work
Ooh.
with these guys because the qualities,
Oh,
But
you
it's
mean like that?
yeah, like there's always if you wanted to mix for UMG, what are the
Yeah,
steps you'd need to take? That
I
that
know.
information is not public.
You need to know someone.
Yeah.
You gotta know someone, right?
Gotta know
And this is
someone.
Okay.
no dis.
Okay.
Hey, let me
Okay.
caveat this because in this country we're in a season of canceling podcasts. I'm not coming at UMG specifically. It's just an
An
example.
example.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'd like you.
it's
We
just
would love to work with the artists.
would love it. Yeah, please send them our way. It's just an example. But yeah, and that goes for any major label in the country. Sony,
Mm.
Fifth Season, whoever they are. It's like, or even Platoon. It's like, how do you? I know maybe okay, Platoon's a bad example. They don't have like an in-house. They just collaborate with a lot of freelancers. So Platoon is not gatekeeping. I can safely say that because they work with a variety of people. But for the big labels, how do you get in there? Like if you wanted to work as a staff engineer at this place, is there a LinkedIn post that you can apply to for that? What are the skills? And then in general, the very lucrative projects, music-wise, who's working on that? And we see it in the credits. We see who keeps getting that tender. I think last week we were talking about Sterling, having the tender for Taylor Swift and these mega artists. And that's because Sterling is probably in line with the label that is with these people,
Yeah.
So with the labels being what they are, is there gatekeeping? Are we getting, and a lot of African music is actually not mixed on the continent a lot of the time. Like a lot of the big records are not being mixed by our own. They're being
That's true.
mixed overseas. So is that gatekeeping? What is that communicating? Is that saying that we're not at an international level yet with our mixes? Is that the feeling with the artists? But we're the ones who are working with the artists in the trenches. So how how does it
Yeah,
how does it work?
I think you're right. It's are we not up to standard or anything like that? But I think We are, and if let's say they deem us not right,
Hmm.
what is it? What is it that is needed for us to? The only way to get better at it is by doing it,
Hmm.
right? And if you
Hmm.
never get to try your hand at something like that, you'll never
Yeah.
know. You
Yeah.
always think, okay, cool, in my bubble, I'm doing this, hey man. But then when the big record's coming in, it's not coming my way anymore.
Mm.
So, and you know, and I guess sometimes it is up to the artist as well to push back. But sometimes they're like, hey, that check, hey, my brother, I'll catch you on the next one.
And it's always like that, unfortunately. But are we using, like, I come back to the QC thing. Are we using that as a gatekeeping thing of saying this is the person who's given us this quality, so we're just gonna go with them to maintain the status quo? When we know, I mean, Jason himself was talking about he was doing an album for, I think, Lil Baby, and he said he called their engineers. So the label had said Jason's gonna do it. And it took Jason calling the other and saying, "Hey guys, I have not worked with these guys as long as you have. Let's mix this together." So who at the top in the country is doing that, is saying, "Hey, look, I've been given this project. Can you come on board? Let's work on it together. You also get an introduction into my world, and I also get to see, how you youngins are doing it these days with this stuff." And I don't know if that's happening. I'm not saying it's not happening. It may well be happening, but it's not happening enough in the circles that I'm in.
I can agree. It's you don't hear about it. You don't hear about it.
And that's the thing, is we are also gatekeeping through information. We're withholding information from these things. Like if I want to go, and who did AKA's last album?
Robin.
Robin,
Robin, like
Buzzwords.
incredible
Oh,
man, a legend in the industry. But what do and I mean, Rob is absolutely busy. I totally understand that. But if I wanted to just go and be like, just spend like like an hour just picking his brain, what does that take? It's probably going to cost me a lot because his time is worth a lot, and rightfully so. But that again creates the barrier to exposing young engineers to the quality of work that they should be exposed to. And we touched on this a while back and said, we've had people in our lives who opened up, certain things that exposed us to things. But yeah, we're gatekeeping information. We don't know where these things are. Where do you go to learn from these people? It's always covered in you gotta know people. What does that mean? Which people? Who do I need to know?
True. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah,
it's a lot, that one.
it is a lot.
clearly it's a passionate one, eh?
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're just trying to work and expose ourselves
Yeah.
to different artists and
Yeah.
vice versa, and artists to hear different sounds. All
Yeah.
right. And I think also we say this all the time, like the work we do is our business card and whatnot, but like, do artists know where to reach us? Or that we the ones that who did a certain song? How many people know that Leroy did Younger's project?
Mm.
Do you know?
Mhm.
Because unfortunately, as much as Leroy works with him, I'd be interested to know how often he's like, "Oh no, Leroy did my thing." When
Mhm.
someone says, "Yo, that sounds fire," do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it's an intentional slight or he's not mentioning it, but
Mhm.
it's not the first thing that it's not natural. That's like, "Oh, yo, no, that's my dude. If you want this, reach out," you know. So I think that's what that is there for me. And I think, yeah, sometimes the artist will also like, "Yo guys, you the same way we put you on, put us on too," like properly.
Yeah, yeah. But to Younger's credit, he has sent some referrals my way. So he's not the type to like hog. Also with iFunny as well. I've
Yeah.
gotten work through iFunny, whether it's something he's featured on or somebody that he's worked with that wants to mix he's got. He sent them through my way as well. So not everybody hogs the information. Some artists do share out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no.
and absolutely. And it's probably not, sometimes it's genuinely not knowing how to. I worked with a really, really great vocalist. Her name is Namhla. And she was just like, man, how do I credit you? Which I really appreciated her asking that. Like, do you want your full
That's
name?
cool.
How do you want it spelled? What is your role? What do I call you? How do I credit that as? And that was the first time someone actually stopped to say, hey, how do I, point people to you, and officially
Yeah.
so on the record as well. So I learned from that maybe sometimes the artists just don't know that this is the thing. You need to.
Mm.
We think it's second nature because I mean I did the work, so by virtue I should get some sort of credit for it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just not knowing. And then the DSPs, they don't. I mean, Tylo is the only one that allows you to go crazy with credits. The rest,
Yeah.
it's like written by, produced by, and the artist, and that's it.
Now, I think it's also laziness on the artist or management side or label side, because you see engineered, recorded, and they just sometimes just say engineered by. No, specify
Yeah,
what
who
it is
did
that
what?
they did there. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Recording engineer, mixing engineer,
exactly.
all that jazz.
All
But
that.
good news, CDs are coming back. Did you guys see as a Chance the Rapper? Somebody's doing
yes.
CDs again.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
Chance, but that looked weird. It looks like just just selling merch. People are tired of Chance, eh? I think he must release good music and then do the gimmicks, and because it could work, but if the music
Yeah.
doesn't land, people are like,
Yeah, that's true.
and the
But I
t-shirts
think,
or whatever.
yeah, okay. Ish, man. I thought it was a cool idea, man. I thought it was slick.
It is a cool idea.
Just merch, yeah. To sell. I mean, Zonke tried it with the USBs thing. I think maybe it was. I'm not sure how well that initiative went, but I'm also for it. But I like the idea of CDs because that sort of takes us back to our era in a sense. Because now you got the full sleeve and everything. I mean, I'm sure you'll still be able to stream it if you want to listen to it on your online platforms. But
Yeah.
at least you've got that physical copy, and I don't know what you're gonna do with the CD itself, but hey, you've got a physical thing.
So I went to a Ringo show not so long ago. On entrance, they gave you this. So it's a keychain,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
you scan to listen to the album.
Ah, okay.
That's
So
smart.
folks are moving,
You see,
but they must still put the credits there.
exactly.
We still
So-
fight.
See, yeah. So there's where you see there. So scan to listen,
Okay.
and then it's like let's say like the album cover. Yeah,
Yo.
but anyways.
Okay, that's also slick. That's also slick. Cost effective and slick. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, speaking of being slick, lads, what plugin would make your mixing life slick? Plugin of the week.
Hey, it's that time again.
It's that time.
It's that time.
I think I went first last time. Come on, Russ. Indulge us.
I was hoping you'd go first. I'm prepared for this one this week, guys. It's not like last week.
Hey, let's go.
There's a company called Spectral Plugins. The company itself actually shut down, but they've got this clipper. And guys, I know we don't need another clipper. I know. But their one is called Pancz, Pancz by Spectral Plugins. Man, there's something in that clipper. There's something that it's doing, especially to the transients. The regeneration of the transients is actually crazy for me because it obviously like does what every clipper does, chops off those transients, but it sort of regenerates them, but still is giving you the headroom. I love it. So check it out. It's free. So the company shut down. Don't know why, but they've put up all their plugins for free download on their website. So
Oh, that's
Spectral
crazy.
plugins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll put the link in the description below.
for
Dope.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Dope, dope.
gents. Od, what you got?
For me, I don't know if I've spoken about it, but it's Vitamin by Waves.
Mm,
Yeah, it's a very cool multi-band stereo imager slash multi-band compressor type thing. Can be a little bright though. You do have to be careful with with how you go with your width, but I like that you can narrow the different bands and then you have a master, I guess, width. You have a master width, and then you
mhm.
have the dynamics section as well. So sometimes, especially like I was speaking about the 2 tracks, I can put that on after, let's say, initial cleanup or whatever. Then I can go maybe bring back some of the mid range or the top end with the Vitamin
Okay.
plugin. Sometimes put it on the Mixbuss or on the master, just to get some extra width.
Okay.
But yeah, Vitamin for me by Waves.
Shout out, far out. That's cool. Let's give that a try again. Is it in the bundle? I wonder if it's in the bundle.
It should be.
Hey, yo. Oh, my turn.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
Okay, so I've got I was in the plugin alliance store or aisles just browsing some things, and I came across this cool little plugin called what's it called? Called Listen Hub by Sonox. It
Okay.
looks like the cool thing about this is got a mobile app and it's got a desktop app and it comes in as a plugin form. And what that basically it's basically a monitor control. Is it a monitor? Should I call it a monitor control? But I can basically on my phone link the phone in the same Wi-Fi as the PC, and then I can I can mute, I can dim, I can mono, swap left, right, just listen to the sides, listen to the sub. And then I can also compare if I have it in plugin, I can listen to my mix, and then if I want to listen to something on Spotify, I just switch over there. It switches immediately across to Spotify.
For referencing.
For referencing. So I found it to be a very, very nifty tool in terms of mixing mixing and mastering. Yeah, that's my plugin of the week.
That's fire.
That's fire.
That's very,
Yeah.
very cool. Jeez, gents. You guys are unlocking some things here. That's fire.
Yeah.
Just one or last thing before we go into mix of the week. Have you guys ever made a mistake, genuine mistake, while mixing, and then you fix that mistake, but then you're like, hold on, I think I need to go back to undo to that mistake, because that mistake actually did something good and it actually landed.
Mistakes. I don't make mistakes, bro.
Yeesh. Yeesh.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I wish. I wish. I know it has happened. It's just that I can't remember, and I try to think about it since yesterday. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Made a
I remember the
mistake.
first project I did. It was a jazz project. It was an arrangement thing. I was moving things around, and they had like 4 different solo takes. So now I had to obviously comp a solo. And then one of the tracks I forgot to mute it, the chop. So the solo was, and then just happened to be a trumpet ad lib. That sounded so nice. It landed in the perfect pocket. And so I'm like, oh, damn it. Mute, played that, and then it was already embedded in my brain. I'm like, unmute. The guys walked in. They're like, oh, when did he do that? He's like,
if only you knew.
Leave it in. It reminds me of when on Fade to Black when Jay-Z did that and Lucifer, when they're recording Lucifer, and then he plays it back, and he's like, oh my God, leave at the beginning of the song. He's like, no, leave that. So those moments, those are cool gems that happen from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking now that you've mentioned that, I think it's those kind of mistakes that really stand out. If maybe if I'm moving something and then it just sits right, but is that really a mistake? Was that fixing? But sometimes it's just it's like, oh snap! Now we're really in the pocket. I thought I was in the pocket, but now I'm really in the pocket.
Yeah, because those things are like. And they happen once in a lifetime. Oh, not lifetime. Every now and again.
Happy accidents.
Happy accidents. That's the correct word. Have you guys? Next week I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna try come back with a review of the new drum replacement plugin. By Waves in Trigger.
The live.
Right.
But there's also a native plugin.
Oh,
so it's not necessarily live.
Okay, cool.
They've been pushing the live a lot, so I thought it was just a live thing.
I thought it was live, but they have the in the box one as well. And I think I saw you can layer up to 8 different samples. Let's say you want to replace the kick drum, and then you could tweak each one so you could build a super kick essentially.
Come again?
Yeah.
Say what now?
That's why I'm like, I think Leroy will definitely love this plugin. But yeah, it seems very, very cool. It seems very, very cool. I think it's gonna could give the Slate one a run for its money, because I think that one's probably still leading the race in drum replacement.
It took out BFD. Was BFD still around?
I'm not
I used to think BFD was dope. I used to think it was dope, but I was a student back then.
Do you guys remember Beat Detective on Pro Tools?
Does it work?
No.
Nah, that's the one part of Pro Tools that I never took on.
Hey yo.
But Logic is easy to replace. You just convert the audio track to MIDI and then
find a new sample. Ableton does that too really well, actually. Yeah.
So and Pro Tools like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Look, they will. The thing about Pro Tools is they're always late to the party, and I'm talking 10 years late. When they get it, it cooks. It's actually proper.
Yeah,
they're the Apple of this industry or what?
They are, man. Pro Tools is late to everything. Like, they're gonna bring out a stem splitter, you're gonna see, and then it's gonna be dope. Yeah.
I'll go first. Like I've said a few weeks ago, or a few episodes ago, rather, sometimes you just gotta get high for own supply. But this time, I've got to give it up to. The song is called Ask God About Me by a gentleman we spoke of this evening, on this episode, Younger Chief. Track 6 on Lord Faku, The Life of a Jan. Unfortunately, on Tidal, there's no mix credits, but I'm assuming, and I probably know, we might get some insight into who the mixing engineer was there. But yeah, dope song. Really actually enjoyed even the way that spoken word was managed on that. So
Hey,
yeah.
yo, shout out, shout out.
So yeah, it's this guy. It's this guy next to us. If you don't know who we're doing, this guy next to us. But yeah, no, great work, man.
Shout out, appreciate it, bro.
Killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Who's next?
Younger's talented, man. Like he's one of those artists. Like every time I work with Younger, I learn from him as well in terms of like art. And he makes. I guess I think his background is like visual art or something like that because he used to do videos. But
Yeah.
like the songs that he brings me, I also for some reason I always find myself learning something, and it's almost like I can visualize the songs.
Mm.
If that makes sense somehow.
So you saying
yeah,
that's synesthesia? I'm joking.
Is there a word for this thing? Oh, is that what it is?
Well, seeing what it's seeing sound as colors.
Sing
Yeah.
sounds. Oh no, I don't do that. That doesn't happen. No, it's not like that. But it's like on a deeper level in terms of
No,
it's
for
not
sure.
just words on a beat. It's just I can't what's the English words again? Articulated right now for you. Just a random thought that popped in.
that's
Sorry.
cool.
Was I next or was it Russ?
Up to y'all.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice. You guys, so this one I was not prepared for. So I'm literally in my title, like combing through whatever I've been listening to of late. I like Lecrae did this project with Miles Minnick. It's called Get Well Soon. And Lecrae is coming to South Africa as well for his Reconstruction World Tour, so that's going to be dope. But this Get Well Soon
Sounds
project,
cool,
this Get Well Soon project it sounds dope, man. It's Christian hip hop, but just really hard hitting vibe you can dance to. Lecrae was back in his bag on this one. I'm sure the engineers, let me just see, it's probably the usuals, Jacob Biz and Connor Back. Let me just double check that. Yeah. So mixing Connor Back and Jacob Biz, mastering is Connor Back and Jacob Biz, and the engineers, they recorded that as well.
Fire. I haven't
Fire.
listened to that project. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Leroy.
Let's see. Okay, mine's a bit of a throwback. But I was listening. It came up on my shuffle, and I was like, "Ooh, this one is Evergreen by Yeba."
Oh, hey.
Yeba.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Vocalist, man.
Sheesh. That one is, let's see, mixing engineer is Jack Debo, and yeah, that's all I see here on Genius for who the mixing engineer is. George Moore is the producer. Yeah,
Okay.
don't have much to add.
Hey, man. It's just
Listen to the song, and I think you'll hear what I was hearing.
yeah. It's literally just about what makes we've enjoyed and all enjoy. But yeah, man, gents, we out here. Anything you guys want to add on, touch on before we close it off?
DAWs do sound different.
Oh,
No, you cannot start this at the end.
oh.
We'll touch on this next week.
At least one of them.
Is it FL?
No. I was playing around. I downloaded the Akai MPC app,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's a bit of a DAW in itself. You can MPC Beats is what it's called. You can it reminds me a lot of Reason. Like the interface and stuff, like Reason 3, not the now Reason. Like in terms of making a beat, it's like it's I was able to make a beat, like a little 8-bar loop just this afternoon. And it's got I was going through the settings. It's got a output. You can select one of the modeling of the different NPCs there. The NPC should have loaded quick. The NPC was 1000. Let me load it quick. There also the 60 NPC 60. Audio device is busy. Okay, cancel.
Cut it. MPC 60 was the first one. I only know this because I'm in class, so I'm studying this year again. So yeah, K-Faith was taking us through MPCs this week.
Yeah.
So that's what I know.
Look at your lecturers. You got Russ, you got K-Faith. Hey, you guys are
Hey, they're spoiled today. Lesson. Yeah, it's called under the vintage effects. MPC 3000, MPC 60, SP 1200. And that basically, I guess it will change the sound of the output of the door. Interface looks cool. So that was my little joke for the end there.
okay.
Is it free, this thing?
Yeah, it was free. I got it for free. I don't know if it was whether it was a promotion thing or something. I don't remember. I got it a while ago, but then I only messed around with it like recently, yesterday and today. I see they've teamed up with Air plugins. A lot of them, the plugins in there have the Air branding.
Plugins. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, and I'll check out. So I'll come back with Intrigger, something.
Yeah.
Next review, and I think I'll also download that UAD Luna and DAW and see what that says.
Hey,
it's native
99
now,
cents.
Yeah.
For the
It's
next 3
native
months, you can get the UAD Spark bundle
For 99 cents.
for the next
I've
3
already
months.
used it up.
I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad because I paid like $20, I think, for that thing.
Yeah.
You know what?
And I've got Wavelab 12. I'm back in school watching YouTube again, reminding myself about Wavelab. There's some nice things in 12. It's free.
Listen.
Wavelab 12 Pro is free for 2 months, so go get it.
Yeah, you got a 60-day trial. No,
Otherwise, 10,000 rand for the full license.
Yeah, no, Wavelab is insane with the pricing. But for what you get with it and what it does, it's worth every penny, I think.
Yeah. But anyways, we can go on forever.
Anywho, yes, we've been going for almost 2 hours now.
Yeah. Is it? Wow.
Time flies, eh?
You're right.
That flies.
Alrighty, cool, guys. Thank you so much. These episodes are getting so much more fun. I think if you've been tuning from episode 1 till now, the growth and the progression is there. It's becoming a lot more fun for us to discuss things as well. We hope you're enjoying it. We hope this is valuable, and we hope you're learning something. Hope it's creating an interest and a curiosity about this thing that we love called mixing. And yeah, get to us on all of our socials. We are on Instagram as well, so give us a follow. Drop a DM if you have any questions, anything in this audio field that we can answer and have knowledge of, we will more than likely respond to. And yeah, we want to hear from you in the comments. Let us know. Again, we're still dreaming about, as the podcast grows, who we can get on to talk to us and share their insights from the industry. So let us know your wish list in the comments below. And always tell a friend, like, share, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. From myself and the gang, it's been a blast, and we'll see you again next time.
Peace.
Shout out.